Hello friends, you are listening to Incognito Book, where we bring your favorite books to you in an easy and interesting way. Today we are going to listen to a summary of a book that will change the way you think. The name of the book is The Mind-Gut Connection. It is written by the famous neuroscientist and gastroenterologist, Dr. Emeran Mayer. So let's start with a question. Have you ever felt that when you are in a state of stress or fear, you feel a strange anxiety in your stomach? Or when you are taking a big decision, you feel like listening to your stomach more than your heart? For example, if you have a gut feeling, then it is not just your thought. Science has proven today that our stomach and mind talk to each other continuously, and the effect of this conversation affects our mood, thinking, decision-making, and even our immunity. In this book, Dr. Emeran Mayer tells us that there is a second brain in our body, which is inside our stomach. This is called the enteric nervous system. This system not only controls our digestive system, but also affects our emotions, stress level, and thoughts. In other words, if your stomach is happy, then your mind will also be happy. And if your stomach is upset, then your anxiety, sadness, and fear can also increase. In this summary, we will learn how trillions of gut bacteria control our mental health and immunity, how childhood food and stress affect our brain and stomach, and how we can heal our gut and brain with diet, lifestyle, and mindfulness. So if you want to improve your physical and mental health, then this summary can be a game changer for you. Get ready to go on a journey that will reveal the hidden link between your body and mind. When we think about the power of our brain, then our attention goes to the gray matter in our head, that is, our brain. But Dr. Emeran Mayer tells us that there is another brain in our body, which is hidden in our stomach. This is called the scientific enteric nervous system. That is the nervous system of the stomach. And this is what controls our digestive system. But this system does not just work to digest food. It is also directly connected to the brain. The direct and fast connection between this gut and brain is called the gut-brain axis. How do these two systems connect with each other? A thick path of tantricism, which is called the vagus nerve, connects our stomach directly to our brain. On this path, millions of signals are sent and received every day, just like two people are chatting with each other. Now imagine, if your stomach is upset, if there is gas or swelling, then all this information reaches the brain and creates tension there. On the other hand, if you are very upset, then signals go from your brain to your stomach, and there is tension or restlessness. This is why when we are nervous, we feel something strange in our stomach, which we call butterflies in the stomach. Our stomach does not just process food. It also processes our emotions. And this gut-brain communication affects our emotions, our ability to think, and even our decisions. Let's understand this with an easy example. Suppose you are going for an interview. Before the interview, you feel nervous. Your hands get cold, your heart beats fast, and there is a strange tremor in your stomach. All this happens because your brain is sending a danger signal, and your stomach is reacting to it immediately. Now imagine, if this gut-brain system communicates so powerfully, then what happens when we understand it better and balance our body and brain? Today's medical science has fully accepted that this hidden communication between the gut and the brain deeply affects the quality of our life. And that is why if we improve our digestion, gut bacteria, and lifestyle even a little, then our mood, energy level, and ability to think can also improve. Now let's talk about the small but powerful things in our stomach that affect our mind, mood, and even our decisions. We are talking about the gut microbiome. There are about 100 trillion organisms in our stomach. They are so microscopic that we can't even see them, but their work is huge. Some of these bacteria are good bacteria, which help us in digestion, remove toxins, and make vitamins. Some bacteria are also harmful, that is, bad bacteria, which can increase sweating, fatigue, and mental stress. Now, the most interesting thing here is that these bacteria don't just live in the stomach. They are emotionally and mentally connected to us. They can be a part of our mood, immune system, and even anxiety and depression. If the balance of the microbiome is right, then we feel energetic, calm, and mentally clear. But if this balance goes wrong, like eating too much junk food, misusing antibiotics, or being under chronic stress, then these bacteria mess up our body and mind. Let's take a real-life example here. Let's assume that a person has only eaten fast food for many days, slept less, and was stressed. In this state, bad bacteria grow in his gut, and good bacteria begin to decrease. Now, these bad bacteria damage the gut lining, and inflammation begins. This inflammation sends signals to the brain, which causes the person to feel tired and weak in making decisions. That is, the problem that we thought was only mental can actually have a root in the stomach. Dr. Mayer says that this microbiome is so intelligent and responsive that it is also called a virtual organ. That is, an organ that doesn't look official, but works like a real organ. Since childhood, our gut microbiome develops from the way we are born to what we eat, where we live, and what the environment is like. All of this shapes the gut bacteria. That is why people who have eaten natural, diverse food since childhood and have had less stress, their gut-brain system becomes strong. The opposite is also true. People who have eaten processed food, lived in polluted environments, and faced high stress since childhood often have a weak gut-brain system, using antibiotics more than necessary, eating processed food again and again, and being worried all the time. All of this weakens the gut microbiome. So if you want to make your brain feel good, first learn to make your gut happy. Mental clarity and emotional stability directly depend on the health of the gut microbiome. So far, we have understood that there is a powerful microbiome in our stomach that deeply affects mood, energy, and decision. Now let's talk about the core concept on which this whole book is based. Your stomach makes your brain, and the brain makes your stomach. The relationship between the gut and the brain is not just one-sided. It is a two-sided conversation. This means that if your gut is bad, then your thinking, emotions, and memory will also be affected. And if you are mentally stressed or depressed, then your gut will also feel its effect. Its deepest effect is in our childhood. When a child is born, then his gut and brain start growing together. How the child was delivered, whether he drank his mother's milk or not, what was his first meal, in which environment he grew up. All these factors together prepare his gut microbiome and brain wiring. Children who have a weak gut microbiome in their childhood are more likely to have anxiety, mood disorders, and attention problems. And children who grow up in an emotionally stable and healthy environment have a strong and balanced gut-brain system. A powerful study has been mentioned here. Scientists did research on rats whose gut bacteria balance was damaged. Within a short period of time, anxiety-like behavior was seen in those rats. They became timid, nervous, and passive. Then when healthy bacteria were put back in their gut, their behavior also changed, and they started becoming normal. Now think, if small bacteria can change the behavior of an animal, then how deeply it affects humans. Dr. Mayer also says that emotional trauma, such as childhood abuse, neglect, or constant fear and tension, not only affects the brain, but also weakens the gut lining. This can lead to problems such as leaky gut, where unwanted toxins enter the bloodstream from the stomach and reach the brain, which worsens the behavior and mood even more. In other words, trauma not only affects the brain, it also affects the body. But the good news is that all this can be changed. By healing our gut, we can regain the clarity, calmness, and creativity of the brain. This also means that if you see someone suffering from depression, mood swings, or low energy, then don't just blame their mental health. It is possible that their gut system is malfunctioning. So the next time you feel low, anxious, or confused, ask yourself, is my gut working properly? Because as it is said in the book, a healthy mind cannot function without a healthy stomach. So far, you have learned how our stomach and brain are connected to each other. Now the question is, can we improve this gut-brain connection? And the answer is yes, absolutely. And the biggest key to this is our diet. What we eat every day has a direct effect on our gut microbiome. And as the gut microbiome changes, so does our mood, focus, and mental health. Now imagine, if you are eating junk food all day, like burgers, pizza, fried food, sweets, and cola, then all of this increases the bad bacteria in your gut and kills the good bacteria. Processed food often does not have fiber, but it has a lot of sugar and chemicals, which damage the gut lining and send inflammation signals to the brain. This results in irritability, fatigue, mental fog, and sometimes symptoms like anxiety or depression. On the other hand, whole, natural, and fiber-rich foods like lentils, fruits, vegetables, curd, pickles, fermented foods, and spices like turmeric are like superfoods for the gut. They increase good bacteria, strengthen the gut lining, and send positive signals to the brain. Especially two nutrients are the most important for gut-brain health. 1. Prebiotics, that is, such fibers that feed good bacteria. These are found in onions, garlic, bananas, lentils, and green vegetables. 2. Probiotics, that is, those living bacteria that go straight to the gut and maintain balance. These are found in curd, buttermilk, kimchi, pickles, and other fermented foods. Now let's think of a small real-life change. If a person eats sugary cereals every morning and lives on tea, samosas, and junk food all day, his gut will soon be filled with bad bacteria, and the brain will feel tired, stressed, and low energy. But if the same person starts eating lentils, rice, vegetables, and slightly fermented food in the morning, his gut bacteria balance will improve in a few weeks, along with his mood, memory, and attention. Dr. Mayer also says that you don't need to take expensive supplements. Your food can be your medicine. That is, if we keep a little wisdom in our daily diet, then there will be no need to take a separate brain tonic for the brain. Here's a powerful point. What you eat doesn't just make your body. It also determines your thinking and feeling. So next time you sit down to eat, don't just think about the taste. Think, will this food strengthen my gut and mind? Have you ever felt right or wrong about something without any logic? Just as the mind says before doing any work, don't do it. Or as soon as you meet a person, you can rely on it. This is called gut feeling or gut instinct. These gut feelings are not magic or superstition. These are real biological responses that come out of our gut-brain system. When we are about to make a new or stressful decision, the stomach reacts first. This nervous system of the stomach, which is called the enteric nervous system, sends us a signal immediately by recognizing our past experiences, emotions, and dangers, meaning intuition. That feeling that tells us to decide something without thinking is actually the memory of our gut brain. Our gut is a kind of emotional memory bank. The experiences of our entire life, especially the emotional or traumatic experiences of our childhood, are stored in this system. When we make a new decision, these stored patterns get activated, and the gut responds to us in the form of a feeling. Now think, if someone was afraid of a special environment in their childhood, then even when they grow up, they will get anxious at the gut level in the same environment, even if the brain says that everything is fine. Here is a powerful real-life example. Assume that a soldier or a firefighter is in a high-stress situation, like entering a burning building. He does not have time to think. He decides in a second whether it is right to go this way or not. This decision often comes from the gut, not the brain, because his gut-brain system has learned from previous training, instincts, and experiences about the smell of danger. That is, gut decisions are not logical, but often are right, especially in high-pressure or emotional situations. There is a saying in the book, your gut often knows the answer before your brain has finished the question, but it is important for our gut system to be clean, balanced, and connected. If the gut is bad, like inflammation or microbiome imbalance, then the gut instincts can also be distorted. Then we start taking wrong decisions or remain confused. So if you want your intuition to be strong, then you have to make your gut healthy. Gut feelings are not a sixth sense. It is a deep biological wisdom that is already present in us. We just need to listen to it and understand it. Now we will talk about something that affects our health the most in our life, and that is stress, especially when this stress remains for a long time. That is, chronic stress. When we are stressed, whether it is work pressure, relationships, or any other problem, our mind and stomach are affected. Chronic stress disrupts the microbiome balance in the stomach. When stress increases, our body releases stress hormones, such as cortisol. These hormones damage the lining of the stomach, which prevents proper digestion and increases swelling in the stomach. That is, inflammation. This results in many types of problems, such as IBS, that is, irritable bowel syndrome, bloating, gas, and even ulcers. That is, when you're in a bad mood, your stomach is also upset. But according to the author, taking medicines is not the only solution. We have to take care of both our emotional health and gut health. That is why mind-body therapies play a very important role. Practices such as yoga, meditation, and deep breathing not only calm our mind, but also improve the nervous system of our stomach. When we meditate or do yoga, our body releases fewer stress hormones, and good bacteria are stimulated. This improves digestion, and the mind remains clearer and calmer. Another very important thing is mindful eating. That is, when you eat, give all your attention to the food. Eat slowly, feel every taste, and understand your hunger and satisfaction. When we eat in a hurry and without paying attention, our gut is not able to function properly. This damages digestion and increases stomach problems. With mindful eating, we not only keep our gut happy, but also control our emotional state. In this way, stress, emotions, and gut are all connected to each other, and it is important to keep a balance between the three. Now that we know how important the relationship between the stomach and the mind is, the question is, what habits can we adopt in our daily life so that our gut and mind remain healthy and strong? This book has some easy and effective tips that you can adopt to make a big difference in your mental and physical state. The first and most important thing is to eat slowly and carefully. When you eat in a hurry or while walking, your stomach is not able to function properly. Feel the food, smell and taste it, and enjoy every bite. This improves digestion, and the signals of your hunger and thirst reach your brain properly. The second thing is to include probiotics and fiber-rich foods in your food, such as yogurt, pickles, kimchi, fermented foods and vegetables, fruits, and lentils, which are rich in fiber. These increase the number of good bacteria in your stomach and strengthen the gut lining. The third habit is to do activities that reduce stress daily, whether it is yoga, meditation, or just taking deep breaths. These practices give rest to both your brain and stomach, reduce inflammation, and improve mood. The fourth and most important thing is to sleep well and do regular physical activity. Sleep is a repair time for both our brain and stomach. At the same time, physical exercise helps keep our gut microbiome healthy and increase brain function. By adopting these habits, you can make a healthy daily routine that benefits both your mind and gut. In this routine, your mind will be calm, your body will be strong, and your digestion will be proper. And all this is important for your emotional balance and overall happiness. So start today. Eat slowly, eat well, reduce stress, sleep well, and do light exercises. These small steps can make a big difference in your life. Today, we learned how deeply our stomach and brain are connected to each other. Dr. Emeran Mayer's words are most memorable. If you take care of your gut, your mind will also take care of you. That is, our happiness, our mood, our energy, our immunity, and our emotional strength all start from our stomach. When our gut is healthy, our mind is also happy. And when we take care of our stomach, we can make our entire life better. We have the power to control our gut health. Eat the right food, reduce stress, sleep well, and listen to our body. These small steps make us strong from within so that we can face every challenge easily. This is what I want to tell you. Listen to your body, trust your gut, and take small steps toward change. It may not seem easy at first, but gradually it will become a part of your life. Remember, real health is not outside, but it starts from within. When we recognize our inner strength, then every difficulty in life will seem easy. Friends, first of all, I thank you from the bottom of my heart that you gave your precious time to Incognito book and listen to the summary of this book. I hope you liked this information, and it will prove helpful for your health and mind. Now it's time to bring it into your life. Whatever you heard today, like mindful eating, reducing stress, and taking care of your gut health, apply it in your daily life. If you liked this video, then do share it so that other people can also benefit from it. And yes, if you want to hear more deep, science-backed, and easy book summaries in English, then subscribe to our channel now. We will soon bring new and interesting book summaries for you that will make your knowledge and life better. We will meet again with a new summary. Till then, stay healthy, stay happy, and take care of your mind and stomach. Thank you.